Hello everyone, welcome back to Solasta Crown of the Magister. Last time we had a 23-minute admin leveling up episode, and now we are up against our main quest. So, we are currently looking for a gem that we think will sit in the crown of Solasta that Gothic currently wears on his head. We were kicked out of this area by Adam the 12th, alongside these many skeletal creatures. The loot that they dropped in our previous encounter is still there, and at the back here there is a loading zone, presumably inside this grand building. And so we're going to have to get in there one way or another, and going just through the front door doesn't seem like something that we really want to encourage. Last time we did find a way in through a small boneyard. This little building here I thought might be just kind of a small side passage where we would fight one or two creatures looking for Angby Cramson's last set of bones. But in fact, going through here takes us directly into that chamber just off the side of that courtyard. So let's have everyone get cautious, step on in, and be ready for a big fight ahead. So we've already killed a few creatures in this area. One presumes if you were to take this staircase back, we would end up where we just were. But on this side of things, there is a teleporter there. There's a teleporter there, which is the main stairway that we didn't know was there when we spent last time fighting in this courtyard. And there's still a whole bunch of loot around here that we haven't had chance to collect. But in doing so, I fear that we may well end up in a confrontation we don't yet want to have. The other argument is that we should kill these folks right now, because if they're still there when we're trying to exit this dungeon, much more wounded and unprepared, then it could make for quite a challenging combat on our escape. But for right now, I'm just going to go to the nearest teleporter and see what happens. So it looks like there's a sewer line here of some kind, perhaps.
This drain could be a way in.
Into what? The bathroom's one way, the cesspool the other. Suppose we get down there and it's just 6-inch pipes.
Then we'll look for another way in, but let's try it first.
It would be interesting if there was things like enlarge reduce spell that you could reduce the size of the party to get through a location like this. You're about to leave the area? Yes, I'm fine with this? Question mark? Right.
Tell me we're not going back in there.
Not right now, we're not. So, that doorway presumably acts as an exit if we want it to. And it is very dark in here. We've got a doorway. Are we currently cautious? We are now. We have a torch and a doorway. Another torch. High walls. And something going on over there, which intrigues me. Also, something going on here. So lots of secret passages, hidden rooms, all the kind of classic dungeon stuff that you know and love. Let's start here because it's closest to our exit. Okay. The bookcase did not move out of the way. This also did not move out of the way. Oh. A wall instead of the door moved. That will be interesting to investigate in just a moment, but first, let's climb up here and see what this bookcase has going on about it. Seems to be just loot this container, but hey, I'll take that if it's there. As long as the bookcase doesn't explode on us and we have to fight a bunch of books. Okay, we have a Scroll of Revivify. Thank you ever so much, game, for trying to keep us alive through this dungeon. And a Crafting Burdened Poison Arrow. Interesting. Yeah, I do have like several various kinds of recipes and stuff. I will endeavour to sit down and actually learn those at some point rather than just hoarding them in my inventory. But for right now, that's a problem for another day. So, secret button, small bookcase to loot, and now we have doorway or secret side corridor. Although it appears they come to the same place, and perhaps this door is booby-trapped, and we are avoiding such a trap. There's a zombie up there. That's a great thing to know about. Otherwise, quite a lot of darkness around. It's a little hard. There's another zombie. A little hard in places sometimes to know what is lit and what is heavily obscured. See if we can get behind this bookcase. Okay, that's a bad time, although something like a Turn Undead may well do wonders in that kind of a location. And the whole gang is here. Are they all in? That one's not. Once that one's in, we've got 4. Oh, it's a bit close. Let's see. Pastel. Where are these guys going now? I want them all in this vicinity. That way we might be able to just destroy undead, nearly all of them at once. And who knows where all of this in the distance goes. That door is open, which is fine. Another container up top. And apparently there's just 4 zombies all on patrol around here. There's a ladder there that will let us climb. Oh dear. Alright, they're gonna... I knew that this was going to be the outcome of what just happened. Put it that way. I didn't realise they were doing a loop. Okay. Zombies, 22 hit points. And we have 3 of them up before... 4 of them up before Pastel gets to take a turn. So we're going to start with the simple stuff. We are in the back corner, so we need to move around. Damn, her sneak attack has gone up to 3d6, which is so good. Yes, spend reactions to block, please and thank you. What I want to know is, will these creatures have undead fortitude, where after you get them down to their last hit point, they have a chance to roll, and if they succeed on that roll, then they don't die? Because that's when I think things like this will become really interesting. So we have our new spells. Of course, Counterspell is a reaction, so we don't see it here on our second level spells. How big is that fireball? Much larger than a Shatter is, but of course we're in that affected area, so we're not going to be doing that right now. How about just some cantrips for starters?
Death claims you.
Very nice. This zombie is clearly somewhere else. There he is. And Kite. We can now take 2 attack actions on our turn, which is great. we will not smite.
Bleed.
But then we get to take our second attack. And... oh, this lets us decide what spell slot level we want to do that with, which is cool. But we are not smiting it this time. It's very not necessary. Pastel. I almost wonder if we don't need to turn undead right now. We get that back on a short rest, but to short rest just for it seems excessive. Do we want to attack with a spell? No, I don't think we need to burn any of that stuff yet. So we will just go with Sacred Flame. It's going to do radiant damage if they fail. And they are not very dexterous. And it's 15 radiant damage. Oh! All of our cantrips got better at 5th level, did they? So... one of the things that happens is... because cantrips are always prepared with you, they're memorized. They don't... if they only do 1d8 or 1d10 damage, over time they're going to become effectively useless. So as you increase in levels, your cantrips become stronger. So if we were to cast Shadow Dagger now, it's going to do... it says 1d8 damage, save to negate. But is it still 1d8 or is it 2d8 now? Yes, 2d8 now, which is awesome. So I'm not really too fearful of what's to come, especially with Kite doing such good defensive work.
Oh, deal with it.
Alright, we're taking a couple of hits, I concede, but again, shouldn't be too bad. Are they immune to poison? They're probably immune to poison, right?
I trained hard for this.
What I'm trying to figure out is when did Gothic become proficient in shields? Like, that's not something about wizards that I remember being a thing or remember opting into. Dagger, dart, quarterstaff, light crossbow. But we're definitely wielding a shield right now. And our AC is 10 plus 2 plus 2 from the shield. I have no idea. When did I do this and why did I do it and why is it working? If anyone remembers, please tell me in the comments. Right, Kite taking 2 attacks here. But a critical miss is not going to do it. There you go.
You didn't get me.
They do not have high AC, these guys. Pastel. Let's go with that Sacred Flame again. These zombies are not dexterous with their -2 on their saves. But a 19 minus 2 is 17, and that will do it for them. Always be blocking. What would Kite do? Kite would block. Faith is going to be able to sneak attack because an ally is within range of this zombie. A good number of dice. Especially when you crit and you get to roll all of the sneak attack die twice as well. That's when it really pops off.
Walk it off.
Alright. Even a wizard can deal damage when the melee attack only needs to hit like 10 AC. Simple stuff. 2 attacks. First one, here. Oh my god. So many nat 1s. Better. And Pastel again. Using that cantrip to massive effect, except now they have like 1 health left, which is really annoying, but that's how it goes. If we were to move away and attack the creature that is far more in need of high damage, we would take an opportunity attack. But now, with 1 remaining, taking all of their attacks at disadvantage, they're going to roll an 18 and a 19 at disadvantage. That's how it's going to go. And we're going to roll more nat 1s. Fortunately, now we just get to attack twice and murder very quickly. Alright. That didn't go terribly. Let's see what the spoils of our labour are. All of the arrows and bolts that you can possibly imagine, which is a great reminder to check inventories and see that we have sufficient bolts and arrows for what we currently have equipped. That should definitely do that. Who just picked all that up? Faith. Not Faith. Pastel. But Pastel can give a bunch of those to Faith. Alright, that should be fine for right now. So there was definitely a bookcase container up here that I want to investigate, because that's going to be scrolls or books or something of interest to us. One gold piece and a heartstone ingredient. Very interesting. Now, this door looks like it just has a room full of loot behind it, but we're going to have Faith check it out. That's an 18 on Thieves' Tools. It's gone very well. The question is, what is the purpose of this room? Because if it doesn't have any containers, it's a very strange design choice. There you go. Small waste bin looking thing. Lizaria's journal, encrypted spellbook, and 1 GP. That's very interesting. Right, let's give the encrypted spellbook with the interested factions. Circle of Danatar. We'll give that to Gothic. And let's read this strange book. But we'll do it with the rest of the party. Is there going to be something useful or plot related in this story? Upstairs to try and speak with Mardrakt about it, but Aksha said he was resting and had left orders not to be disturbed as usual. She offered to pass on a message so helpful, but I know it will never reach him. For all I know, she's told him I'm dead. She may be planning to make it true. He's so shaken and addled from the cataclysm, he'd probably believe her. She could have killed him already. He could have been dead for centuries, but no, his magical defenses are still in place. He must be alive. If only I could reach him, free him from her influence. But I can't get past her and her ghouls. So frustrating. I need to arrange a sudden meeting with a wooden stake, but she's careful. Adam's no help. He won't join me against Aksha without orders from Mardrakt, which of course can't come because she's gotten him isolated. Now blind he is not to see that. How blind he is not to see that. I'll never yield the castle to her no matter what she does. While Mardrakt lives, I have to keep trying to save him. Searching the graveyard as usual, the dwarf was there. He always thought I didn't see him, but I did. But now he's a ghost. Adam said he was an antiquarian, some sort of scholar. I tried to control him and found out what he knows. I was overeager, though. He got away, an opportunity lost. He might know something that could help me get past Aksha and her ghouls and free Mardat from her influence. Someday, somehow, I will get rid of her. So maybe the dwarf out front knows more than they're letting on. And maybe there might be people that we can manipulate to our side in this endeavour, rather than the whole thing just being fighting whoever we find along the way. So we have another door. I'm going to assume we couldn't walk on top of these walls because of how thin they are. Let's get the whole party being cautious, please. And Faith. There's no path to the destination of the door. Alright, we have more zombies, which is fairly expected. Let's just step out of the line of sight here. Cauldrons, bookcases, Dark Apprentice, zombie, and something else going on through here. Well, something tells me trying to converse with the Dark Apprentice probably isn't going to go too well for us. So join us next time where we'll see what dangers and further threats exist as we delve deeper into this strange, haunted building. Thank you ever so much for watching. If you're enjoying the series, please do consider subscribing or pressing that like button. If you have any questions or comments, put them down below. And if you know why my wizard is able to wield a shield, please let me know, because I'm still baffled. Thank you ever so much. I'll see you next time. Cheers.